Should you get a no down payment mortgage? Deciding whether to go for a no down payment mortgage depends largely on your financial circumstances and goals. Here are a couple of scenarios when a zero down mortgage might be a good idea. If you don't have a lot of cash, so if you don't have any money, we're gonna tell you to do something that involves you not having any money, right? If you have $0, I'm not gonna tell you to do something that requires you to have a penny. I mean, thanks, bank rate. If you can't afford to pay higher monthly payments, if you don't qualify for the loan because you can't make the minimum payment or the monthly payment, the mortgage payment, yeah. If you plan to stay in the home long term, if your rent becomes unaffordable, let's get you a mortgage. Let's get you a house where you now have to start paying for maintenance yourself. Because if you can't do the upkeep for the maintenance, if you want one thing to drive your home value down, do not keep up with the maintenance. If you need or want more space, man, it's such a spoiled growing family. You may already start using condoms, just don't have sex at all. Okay, frequent asked questions on no down payment mortgages. What credit score do I need to buy a house with no money down? VA and USDA don't set a minimum credit score requirement. However, most lenders offering these loans do, and they'd want them to be at least in the fair range of 620 for VA loans, 640 for USDA loans. Yeah, also too, again, it looks like USDA loans the same boat as VA loans, but the VA does not offer mortgages, right? They back them, right? You still have to go to, a mortgage company that does VA loans. What are my alternatives if I don't qualify for a low money down loan? If you don't qualify for a no money down loan, either you're looking out of your price range as far as the loan you want, or you just don't make enough money. When are we going to get to the point where we tell people who don't have enough money that they shouldn't take out debt? When are we going to get to that point in society? You don't have enough money, you don't qualify. We do not have what he said. We do not have the capability. He said the African guy was crying. We do not have the facilities, whatever he said. If you don't qualify for no or low down payment mortgage, a down payment assistance program might help. We should do away with down payment assistance programs. If you need assistance, the one thing somebody gives you a gift, but if you need assistance with a down payment, no. Why don't we just put them in a situation, take that money and put people in situations where they can increase their income, contribute more to the society and more to the tax base, so people we're better off. I would say, down payment assistance is worse than a cosign. These programs are typically offered to a first-time or repeat home buyer. I mean, either you're first-time or you're a repeat home buyer. Why does it say it's typically offered to first-time or repeat home buyers with certain income thresholds based on location, and can often be applied to both the down payment and closing costs? Either it's your first time buying a home or it's not. And if it's not your first time, by definition, it's your second plus, and second plus means repeat. What? I didn't major in English. Yeah, my English is major. Shout out to Lori Richards, editor of Home Lending. I don't know why that. Some things just grind my gears. Shout out to Grandma Gremlins. Anyways, let me not talk because my English, I guess, is subpar. Anyways, Guide to No Down Payment Mortgages. Am I eligible? Again, this is written by Lori Richards, edited by Susan DeVita, and reviewed by Jeff Ostrowski. All right, that's it, y'all. Locked and loaded. End of the episode. Let me not end the recording. End of the episode. Again, necessities, debt payments, investments, lifestyle. You got to be getting the bag in most of these places. When it says top 5%, make a long story short, the top 5% in West Virginia, right, where it says almost $340,000, that's like the minimum you would need to make in the higher cost of living states / DC. But the Californias, the Marylands, the Virginias, the Connecticut's, that's like the minimum you need to make, which is what was discussed when we did the article on how much married couples need to make, single and married, how much they need to make in each of these states. It's well over $250,000 now in most of the cost of living areas. I mean, the higher cost of living areas for a family of four, it's well over $250,000. And unfortunately, it's closer to $500,000. I think most people would think, especially when you talk about people, how high property taxes can be in some places like, Illinois / Chicago or even Texas, because they don't have any state income tax. When you factor in property taxes, factor in a lot of times when they talk about paying for college, I don't think they're talking about people who just had children, right? Meaning their kids are going to be going to school in the late 2030s, early 2040s. When you look at predictions of what college is going to be in the late 2030s, early 2040s, there are some things that say $500,000. These predictions, when they're talking about how much money you need to make to be able to save up for, let's just say, two kids, $1 million. You got to save $1 million in 18, in roughly, you got two kids, let's say 2 years apart, in roughly 20, 22 years, 25 years, you got to save $1 million just for your kids to go to college. I'm just gonna look at them now. Expected, my son, he'll be going to college in 2041. Let's see what it says. Some stuff is saying $54,000, more than $121,000. I'm done. I'm not sharing my screen anymore. Said in 2017, Vanguard said it could cost more than 120, 554,000 a year. 54,000 a year is still crazy. That's insane. So those are things that people really need to start thinking about. And then healthcare only gets more expensive. I mean, people complain about how much healthcare costs in America and still don't want to make no money. Healthcare costs money here. Like there's so many different things. Insurance, right? Like as far as like car insurance as well, not just health insurance, not just home insurance, but car insurance. Again, when the value of your home goes up, your property tax is going to increase, and your insurance likely to increase as well because your house costs more, so you gotta get the insurance money. Just insurance companies some more money so they can properly insure your home. All these various type of things. You gotta get new vehicles, maintenance on this type of stuff, and just the biggest financial killer that people don't talk about, but I talk about, is when luxuries or new technology becomes a necessity. So for me, growing up, having a cell phone wasn't like a mandatory thing until I played sports, so my parents got me one when I was in sixth grade. But the iPhone didn't come out until I was in high school, right? I was on Virgin Mobile in middle school, right? Pay to use type of thing, right? Don't send me a text message because it costs 50 cents, 25 cents, whatever it is for me to receive a text message. Not send it out, but to receive it. So don't put me in no group chats back then when they had like chain threads and things like that. All that type of crap. Don't do that to me, right? You gotta spend money to call people. I was on that prepaid plan to start out. Wi-Fi is, growing up, my grandparents did not pay for cell phones. They didn't pay for Wi-Fi. Even now with travel sports, AAU. It just costs so much money now to quote unquote live, right? You think about buying your children iPhones. A lot of you don't need to buy your kids iPhones, or you need to buy them a damn flip phone. You might need to buy them a prepaid phone. That's the whole conversation that people want to talk about. But a lot of people, you can't afford an iPhone. And sure, it's not the most expensive, but it's the high end of cell phones. It's on the high end. It's like buying a Mercedes, an Audi, Porsche. As far all those various cars. It's like buying a German luxury vehicle. That's what an iPhone is. It is a luxury piece of technology. It is at the end of the spectrum as far as price point. And I would say that if you get the iPhone Plus with a terabyte, iPhone Plus, let me see. The last thing I do. The iPhone 15 Plus with a terabyte, I would say it's close to 2,000. iPhone 15 Pro Max. I'm looking at it saying from $2,000. Yep, yes, 1 terabyte. I'm looking at it. Yes, the iPhone. I said 15. What did I say? iPhone 15 Plus. I'm gonna say the iPhone 15 Pro Max starting at $2,017.50. We have to share the screen one more time just for this receipt. I know if y'all got an iPhone, you can just look at it and go to your Apple store, but we just gotta pull this receipt up one more time. Look at that. Don't put it in my cart, $2,700. Y'all, it's 3 racks. One thing I'm gonna do is round up. Look. I've already said this before. Excuse me. It's a minimum of 2 racks. Now, if you get the 15 Pro, not the Max, but you get the smaller one, it's still over $1,500. Insane. Insane. So if you get a phone, your spouse gets a phone, and both your kids get a phone, you might have almost $10,000 in cell phones. Then you obviously got to pay for, the your cell phone bill. My goodness, people get insurance on these phones. You get cases, multiple charges. That unfortunately, when I say unfortunately, I love the technology, but that is now something that is in short a need in people's budgets. Now, people don't need. I agree. Pretty much your child needs to have a cell phone. Once they get in that late elementary school, middle school age, and start playing sports early and doing stuff more independently. Going to the mall movies, whatever kids do now. Do kids go to the mall movies still? I don't know. I see them. They're badass kids. When they're there. But if your kid's not one of these badass kids, they have cell phones and stuff, but iPhones. Don't need an iPhone. You can still get them. Just they still sell regular flip phone, slide phone, whatever it is. But people are going to be. I mean, I'm looking at it. Then on top of that, a lot of people they do the payment plan for the cell phone. But hey, remember you got insurance on your phone. You don't got insurance on your life. Then when you die, everybody talking about you a hero and all this type of shit. But anybody gonna make sure that your kids or kid after you die, make sure they still taken care of. They didn't make sure you had that life insurance, and they're not gonna make sure that your kid is taken care of so you didn't have no life insurance. I'm only one on here. I say only one. I'm on here telling y'all to get the life insurance and not have the cell phone insurance. But hey, rest in peace, you on this t-shirt, and now your kid's still out here struggling. Anyways, that's it, y'all. Locked and loaded. End of the episode. I knew we was gonna go for a crazy long time. Do I say pause for that? I know I was out to be in here shooting in the gym with this episode. But remember, make sure y'all comment, like, share, and subscribe. Shout out to the YouTube algorithm. Make sure you leave those rating reviews on the podcast platforms as well. My information, as well as my co-host Jordan information, can be found in the description on YouTube. Jordan is Stop Stalling J. On socials, his business page is FinallyFit.live, where you can go to sign up for the 5:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time virtual training sessions. And then I'm sideline_Cory on socials. You can reach out to me for the financial coaching information. All right. Again, I know taken out of context, I gotta find some time to do some troubleshooting. It is what it is. I'll find some time eventually. It's getting towards the end of the government fiscal year. If you know anything about government contracting, in the government fiscal year, going towards the end of the government fiscal year, new option years, all this admin type stuff we got to do, make sure things get done before the fiscal year closes out, yada, yada, yada. All right, y'all, that's it. Remember to save more and say less. Keep making better your best. And I'll catch y'all in the next one.